right, folks, we're back. We've been talking about this morning the Minnesota Wild. They have their chance to tie up the series against the Avalanche tonight.
So we want to talk a little strategy for
Strategy
for the team as they try to advance to the third round of the playoffs. Michael Russo joins us live this morning via Zoom. He's been covering the team for over 20 years, senior writer covering the Wild for The Athletic. Michael, first time here on Minnesota Live. Welcome. For folks who aren't familiar with you, which I can't imagine they wouldn't be, tell us a little bit about how long you've been writing about hockey here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is actually my 31st season covering the NHL. Covered the Florida Panthers for 10 years, and then I moved up here in 2005, started working at the Star Tribune, and left there in 2017. Had a blast at the Striv, and the Athletic has just been an incredible career move. We cover national hockey. I have a colleague, Joe Smith, here. So because Minnesota has been so incredible and has such diehard fans for the Wild, they actually brought a second writer here, and that's something that is very unique at the Athletic. But it just shows you the passion that fans have here, and it's been a fun 21 years now covering the Minnesota Wild, and hopefully for all the fans' sake, this is the beginning of something special this postseason.
Tell us about tonight's game, kind of what you're expecting. I mean, I watched Saturday night in a hotel room in Rochester, and I could just hear with every goal the people in the other rooms surrounding us, just cheering. So, I mean, it really is something that it has such statewide following at this moment.
Yeah, Megan, and the game the other night was incredible, and as you guys mentioned before the break, I mean, it was never close. The Wild came out on fire. They came out physically, scored a couple first period goals, and never looked back. And that's, for first of all, as a sports writer, that's an easy game to cover. But for the fans, it made it for a lot less stress during the games. The Wild were tremendous that night. They got great goaltending from Jesper Wallstedt. Great games from guys like Kirill Kaprizov, Brock Faber, and Quinn Hughes, and they just continue to really be impressive this postseason. So I expect Colorado to be much, much better tonight. They realize that they don't want to leave this to chance. In 12 years ago, the Wild played the Colorado Avalanche in 2014. They were down 2-0 coming back from Denver, won both their home games, and wound up winning that series. So I don't think that Colorado wants to leave this. They were the best team in the league throughout the season. I don't think they want to give this an opportunity for them to even up the series tonight.
So Wallstedt was really good on Saturday, but then I'm thinking earlier in the series when we had the big night when it was 9-6 or whatever it was. Does he get to start tonight?
Yeah, I can't imagine that they would change things up. But I think they really felt like after he gave up 8 goals and they're in game 1 in that 9-6 loss, as you mentioned, I think they just felt that he needed a mental reset. It's the most games he's ever played in a row. He's still a young guy. And it gave him also that game and 3 days off afterwards, and just to take a breath and get back into the series. And the other night, I mean, it's 0-0. He makes that great save that you just showed there on Parker Kelly. And then late in the game, he had to be brilliant, and he was. And he's got this swagger, as you see there. I mean, that's just a cartoon character there doing the somersault on the ice at the end. And I think he finally just let loose a little bit of stress that was throughout that game. And finally, he realized when Matt Boldy scored that empty net goal that the game was over and that he had one heck of a response from a really disappointing game 1.
Let me ask you this, is John Hynes, right? He's coaching this team, and you have kind of this, I don't know if it's a disconnect, but it's certainly what everyone's talking about with the goalie situation, right? You've got Gustafsson, who had his news conference after the game and was just very short with his answers. How do you, as the coach, get this team to be united? Because that's what they're going to need if they're going to continue on with this, right? You can't have a divided team, especially in the goalie position.
Yeah, and I don't think they do. I think that, look, Philip has every right to be disappointed, but he played himself off the number 1 job going into the playoffs. He wasn't very good after the Olympics and down the stretch where Jesper was really good. And look, there's only one net. You can't start both goalies. It's the nature of the beast when you're a goaltender. So I think he was just showing that his disappointment. But I think that John is one of the most communicative coaches that I've ever covered. And I'm sure that he and Freddie Shabbat, their goalie coaches, had a lot of conversations with both goaltenders. And look, as long as the team is playing well in front of both goalies, that's all you have to worry about. And right now, this team has a ton of confidence in Wallstedt. They believe that he is their future. They talk about his swagger all the time, and I think that they just feel confident in front of him. So I don't think there's a real concern there at this point in the season.
So Kaprizov is playing well. Quinn Hughes continues to really fascinate everyone with his ability to skate. Talk a little bit about the investment in the team, the Wild spending money and making some big moves. Will people be disappointed if we don't advance out of this round onto the next round?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, definitely. This team it took them 11 years to get back to the second round of the playoffs. And obviously, when you get to this point, everybody wants them to continue. But I think that Wild fans also recognize, one, that they have taken a significant step this year, and also they're playing the best team in the league. So, as long as they continue to make this series competitive, I think that fans will be happy either way. But obviously, this is an incredible opportunity. I think the Wild are better than both teams right now in the other bracket going on now. And so there is a real good opportunity if they can get past this round to go to the Stanley Cup final. So obviously there will be disappointment. The team made quite an investment this year in both money and assets and trading for Quinn Hughes. He's probably one of the top 2 defensemen in the NHL. He's had a sensational postseason, and he has showed the Wild fans right now why they invested so much. He's just been an absolute game changer for this franchise. Brock Faber alongside of him has been tremendous. And so, the big goal this offseason will be to try to re-sign and extend Quinn Hughes. He's got 1 year left on his contract. I think they'll be able to do that. But right now, they feel like they're playing with house money and have a real opportunity to get past Colorado. But it really starts tonight. Tonight will tell us everything about the rest of the series.
So for someone with in-depth knowledge of this team, what are you looking for tonight to say, okay, we've got this?
I want to see if they get to their game early like they did the other night. The Wild the other night got in on their forecheck. They were physical. The Foligno brothers were banging bodies. Jakub Trenyon was banging bodies. But it was also guys like that, Kirill Kaprizov, just dragging them into the fight. And that's the unique part of Kirill Kaprizov as a superstar and Matt Boldy, is that they're willing to go to the hard areas, play in traffic. So I think that if we see the Wild get to their game early, I think that we'll know that this is a good chance that they've came to play tonight and have a chance to win this game. If they allow Colorado, who has got incredible skill and speed, to really get their game early and get rush chances and things like that, it could be a long night. So if the Wild could kind of use the template that they did in Game 3 going into Game 4, I think they've got a really good chance tonight.
Where do things stand tonight with Joel Eriksson Ek?
We'll find out in exactly an hour. The morning skates and optional is at 10:30. We'll see if he's on the ice. The one thing I'll say is, so he has a significant injury that I know of. I can't really report what it is, but it's clearly, as you can see there, he is hurt. He was able to come back in that game, but watching him skate the other day, he looked good on the ice, but when he came off the ice, he could barely walk. And we saw in 2023 he had a similar injury. He skated for a week. He goes into the game and he lasted 19 seconds, and the Wild can't afford that. If he can't be a game player for the entire game, it just makes no sense to risk it. So we'll find out today. The one thing I'll say is that Danila Yurov the other night, I thought was his best game of the postseason. And because of that, it kind of makes me think that if Joel doesn't feel like he is ready, that he is too hurt to play tonight, that they would rather not risk it and maybe save him for a game 5 or 6. So we'll see what happens, but we'll know in about an hour.
Well, Michael, thanks for the time. I know you have a long day as well, so best of luck. Got plenty of cups of coffee, and we'll read all about it tomorrow morning.
Yep, anytime, guys.
All right, and we'll post a link so you can follow his Wild coverage on our website, which is minnesotalive.com.